now we're going to get into spoiler zone. So if you don't want to know anything about the Venom trailer, yeah, you can mute us. Just turn us down. If you don't want to know anything about story plots and beats.
And if you're like me and you just don't give a crap and you just want to know everything, listen.
Yeah, because we're going full on spoilers.
Worse yet, so do a number of rogue states.
What's going on? Snake! Snake!
That's our new graphic for spoilers. I'm a fan of that.
All right.
Venom dies.
No. All right.
He doesn't die.
You plop yourself down in your movie theater chair, and you start to eat your little bag of popcorn, and you see. It starts out with space, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I hated the beginning of this.
I was really waiting for it to be like 10,000 years ago. like, oh god, they couldn't figure out how to tell us the plot, so they're just going to give us a minute of plot exposition,
so
which they didn't do.
A space shuttle.
Space shuttle crashes.
Of course, and it crashes. Of course. And what's it carrying?
Venom. Multiple Venoms.
Multiple Venoms.
Well, I mean, I guess we should say multiple symbiotes.
Symbiotes.
Yeah, whatever. The pilot, the astronaut in it, they do refer to him as Jameson. So it's never confirmed whether or not it's J. Jonah Jameson's son, like in the cartoon series. And they never mentioned Daily Bugle. I was waiting for that to be name dropped. Really, as far as ties to Spider-Man...
They called it Daily Globe.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was another one. As far as ties to the greater Marvel Universe, there's not any. Like, there's no real reference to Spider-Man. There's no real reference to any other heroes existing in any way.
They don't mention anything about people having superpowers or anything.
Yeah, I mean, people are very surprised when Venom starts popping around the city that exists. Right? Like, which you probably wouldn't be. Because here's the thing. This movie takes place in San Francisco, where Ant-Man takes place. So if it was a part of that universe, then they would have already seen a giant man. You know? That would have been a part of it. So, and I mean, of course, no reference to Infinity War and the Snap or anything like that.
Nothing.
So I really do feel like this is its own separate Venom universe. And really, not to get too whatever, they could tie it in like Spider-Verse, where it's like, this is just, Tom Holland just so happens to be Spider-Man in this universe too, but this is not the 616 Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah. Which I know, nerds, 616 is the comic book universe, not the MCU. The MCU has its own designated number. I'm just trying to prove a point, okay? I just don't know that number off the top of my head. So, I could see them doing that. If they wanted to. They said they cut 30 minutes out of this movie. I can totally see that. A lot of it feels rushed. The bad guy is just dumb. He's not dumb, but like there's this little girl that walks up to him. He's given a thing, and she's like, "Sir," and they're like, "Shh," and he's like, "Don't ever let them silence you," but then he never lets her ask the question. First off,
we didn't get to hear the question that I wanted to ask.
And it's like it's just a little too on the nose,
The music at the beginning really got me. That's what I was trying to get at. Where they've shown that space shuttle in space.
What was the music?
That weird, like it sounded like it like stops, and then it starts up again, and then it stops.
Oh, like in the credits?
Yeah, that's what they used at the beginning. Because I'm like sitting there. I'm like, well, it's about to happen, and the music stops. I'm like, is something about to happen? And then it starts up again. That drove me nuts.
And they set up this idea that there's this rogue symbiote and that it's jumping from person to person, getting across the world to get to the rest of them. Because, like, there's a case of, 4 symbiotes in this one? And one of them breaks out. And, like, it's, like, crawling. And it connects to Jameson. And then it connects to somebody else. None of that matters. And then, like, they spend this 30 minutes, 40 minutes of this movie getting this symbiote from there to the place, and it's just like, oh, he's just another one. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, he's not Venom, which is kind of what we thought. I think it's what we were supposed to be led to believe, that that was going to be Venom. Or Carnage, even. You know, like, something that mattered. And he does end up being... This one is like... the super Venom.
He's like the leader of all of them.
As Venom would say, oh, you would call it a team leader. It's a team leader. So apparently, okay.
He is the strongest.
Okay. So these symbiotes, these liquid things that crawl around that have to connect to people, they have a conscious. Okay, apparently. Not only that, they also have classes, like rank. Okay, because this is the leader.
And there's millions of them.
Yeah, there's a whole planet of Venoms. And, like, the leader, like, outranks Venom, and it turns out Venom on his planet is actually a loser, like Eddie Brock, which is, like, it's just very weird. It's like, you're goo. You're just goo.
Yeah.
Like, how do you have ranking classes? Like, what are we talking about? They didn't set that up well.
No, they didn't.
They didn't set up a lot of stuff well, but they definitely didn't set that up well. And then he merges with the bad guy.
I don't get why Venom says he's a loser and then he gets to call freaking Eddie Brock a pussy.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Spoilers. We're in spoiler section, so a lot of people's turned off.
Well, I apologize to anyone that was offended by that, but that's what he says in the movie.
Which is true. I mean, he, like, in the movie, he is. He's a huge weenie.
He does not stand up for himself.
Yeah.
Like, if something bothers him, he does not say anything.
That's the other
Somebody's
thing.
in trouble, he doesn't say anything.
That's the other thing is, like, they spend the first, 40 minutes of this movie without Eddie Brock being Venom. And so you're really supposed to learn Eddie Brock in this, right? And so, like, we're supposed to think... What are you looking at?
Nothing, I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay. So you're supposed to think, like, they're building this idea that Eddie is this hard-hitting reporter, right? That he goes after the big guys and stuff. And he does, but he's also a coward? So how does that work? That doesn't... Not, and I don't just mean like a coward when it comes to somebody being held up. Sure, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Like, you can be a hard-hitting reporter and not risk your life to, stop someone being held at gunpoint.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand that. But, like, he cowards about everything. So, which doesn't match the Brock report that they call it, where he's, like, going after the head of the Life Foundation, which is the bad guy. Like, it just, that doesn't make sense from a character standpoint. Like, if he's a coward, he's a coward. He can't also be someone fighting for the homeless and fighting for,
equality.
Equality and, diversity and, fighting against the big corporate guy. Like, he goes after the guy. They're in an interview together, and he, like, starts bringing up the hard questions and gets fired over it. And it's like, would a coward do that? And then that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense,
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
But, so, I mean, that's kind of how he gets roped into it, because he's friends with homeless people, and that, because they were a story he covered, and one of them gets taken, they start doing the trials with the symbiotes and stuff. And then, like,
and the doctor that helps him, if you watch Parks and Rec, that's John Ralphio's sister.
The worst. She's fine.
She's fun. I think they could have done it better.
She's adequate. She dies. So, I mean, it didn't hurt anything.
No. But she's the one that, like, follows him and shit. Shiz. Sorry.
And
I'm sorry.
then, like, the bad guy is very much like, before he's ever taken over by the symbiote, he doesn't give a crap about any of the human life and stuff. Like, he's just so easily ready to start killing people, which, again, doesn't fit with who they set up, like this humanitarian guy. And I get that that's kind of the thing, right? Like, he's a humanitarian, but he's... Yeah, but it's also like, you're the owner of a Fortune 500 company that has its own rockets. I mean, he's basically supposed to be Elon Musk, right?
Yeah.
And, like, you can't... I mean, is he that stupid to think that you can just start offing homeless people? Like, I don't know. None of the characters make sense.
The chick that helps out Tom Hardy's character, she says he's got a problem with overpopulation and something else. These are the two things he cannot control.
Yeah.
And he wants to control them.
So you're talking about Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she says he's even looking for real estate out in outer space. That's why he keeps on sending ships out there. And while they were out there on the last ship that crashed, they found a comet that had life forms on it, showed signs, and guess what? It was symbiote.
Yeah. Just so happened to be. And the big finale of the film is this new super Venom is going to fly the spacecraft attached to the bad guy, and they're going to go to the home world of the Venoms and bring them all back. And so Venom has to stop him. And it's the classic guy with the same powers is fighting the bigger guy with the same powers, but can he overcome it? I don't know. And he does, of course.
Let's see. And Venom discovers that he likes Earth and he wants to keep Earth the way it is.
Because he thinks he can be cool here.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
That everybody thinks he's cool.
Now, all this sounds like we're tearing it apart. And we kind of are. Like, plot-wise, this movie does not hold up at all.
Now, fight scenes...
The big chunk in the middle is good. The car chase, even though the drones are ridiculous and blow up as if they're carrying,
C4.
Yeah, like, I mean, and it's blue, like, how does a drone,
Don't get into it. You'll hurt yourself.
But, like, that's a fun scene, seeing the Venom interact with the cars and stuff, like when he pushes those two aside and stuff. Like,
how
that's cool.
Comes out of Eddie's body
and
like makes the motorcycle go underneath that track.
Yeah, like it's cool seeing the symbiote
cool.
interact. And there's a scene where he's fighting a whole room full of like SWAT team guys. That's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
They could have taken that's one of those scenes I was saying could have been taken a little bit further had it been rated R and really show Venom just tearing these people apart.
Yeah, like Deadpool it up.
Yeah, and I mean, again, they probably made the right choice. Just from a money standpoint, I'm sure they'll make a ton of money off this, unfortunately. But yeah, and then, of course, the post-credit scene, well, Venom dies. Yeah. But then it turns out, he didn't die. And then don't explain that at all.
No, they don't.
Like, they set up this idea that sound and fire can kill Venom. And so, they're on the rocket, Venom, like, claws it all the way down so that the gas will leak and blow up the rocket, right? And rocket blows up, Venom's falling, and he turns into a parachute for Eddie and says goodbye, and is engulfed in flames, and so Eddie like hits the ground, which is the ocean, and he doesn't have Venom anymore. Cut to 6 months later, I guess, or maybe a few days.
Later, matter. And he's sitting there talking to Michelle Williams' character, and then out of nowhere you hear
Venom start talking.
We need to hurt with us, Eddie.
Yeah, and so it's kind of pushing the idea of like a secret identity kind of thing. But they don't explain it, and that's fine. And he candidly or offhandedly mentions that he's got a big interview coming up. Cut to the post-credit scene where Woody Harrelson is wearing a Carrot Top wig, and pretty much, and he's behind bars.
Yeah, and it's written in blood on the.
What does it say?
Welcome, Eddie.
Oh, yeah. So he's Nutso, and it turns out he's Cletus Cassidy, also known as Carnage. So, at first, they're working on a Morbius movie with...
They are?
Yeah, the living vampire. With, what's his name? Jared Leto is playing Morbius. Don't get too excited. It takes place in the same universe as Venom. Okay?
This is going to be ridiculous.
It'll be ridiculous. It will be. So I was thinking maybe they were getting ready to introduce Morbius, but of course, introducing... You know,
it's Morbius.
That's why I was thinking that. That's why I was thinking that. And they talked about, like, you better watch out because, you'll lose a hand or something. Like, and he's a vampire. So, I mean... I don't know, but anyway, it turned out to be Carnage, which obviously. So yeah. But that's the thing, is like,
And
when you break it down into spoilers, it sounds worse than it is. So I really hope, if you're watching this on YouTube, you watch the spoiler-free, because we actually think this was a fun movie, and that I'll buy for $5 to $10, depending on special features. Or if there's a really cool case. If there's a cool case.
Eddie.
Yeah. Do you want another Venom movie? No? You wouldn't want to see a sequel to this?
It didn't say anything in the credits about Venom coming back.
That doesn't matter.
But
I'm glad they didn't. They probably didn't want to put all their eggs in one basket.
I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool to see Woody Harrelson in this carnage, but then I don't.
If they turn this
I don't want
into,
to see two symbiotes fighting against each other like that last scene of the movie.
if they turn this into like a horror Marvel universe, you know, if they get
dark.
Yeah, like if they get Morbius in it, and then maybe even work out some sort of deal where they could tie in like Ghost Rider, you know, something like that. That could be cool. Yeah. Like I could watch something like that. Maybe even Blade, which, you know, would Marvel give up those characters? Probably not. But at the same time, you know, if this was like the monster MCU universe, that'd be fun. As long as they don't do Franken-Castle.
What's Franken-Castle?
So there's this run of Punisher comics where Frank Castle gets turned into Frankenstein. And he's called Franken-Castle. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was awful. It might have been good. I didn't read it. But it looked stupid. So, that's been the spoilers. And that's also been our review of Venom. Hey everyone, thanks for watching that video. We hope you really enjoyed it. If you don't know, we actually have a show we do live on Twitch every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Hit that follow button on Twitch. It's a little heart-shaped button. If you do that, then your name is going to scroll on the side of all of our YouTube videos so everybody can see how awesome you are. And you'll also get to see awesome clips like this one.
No! You better not laugh. This could happen to you.
Looks like we're eating. Oh my gosh, can you believe that? I can't, because I don't even know what clip future me put in this bumper. Maggie, where can people find us?
You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to us on YouTube, and hit that heart button on Twitch.
That's right. Come hang out with us in the chat. We love talking to the people about the different stories and the trailers that are going on. Lots of fun. And once we hit that 50 followers, we'll be able to be a Twitch affiliate, which means we'll be able to do all kinds of different things. So definitely help us reach our goal of 50. Feel free to share, like, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But thanks for watching, and as always,
have a hopefully awesome day.
Bye! Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy. Walk hard once to raise the curtain. Walk around twice and it's made for certain. Once more with the flower garden. She will never get sore if you beg a pardon. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, mi, fa, sol, la, ro. Squeeze her once when she isn't looking. Get her squeezed back, that's fancy cooking. Once more with the flower garden. She will never get sore if you beg her pardon. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, do. Now a little old gal's no gal as anyone can see. Look at her now, she's a go-gal who only goes for me. Squeeze her once when she isn't looking. Get her squeezed back, that's fancy cooking. Once more with the bam around. She will never get sore if you beg her pardon. Shapoopy, 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 that girl is hard to get. Shapoopy, 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 but you can't win her yet. No! No! bow, 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 bow. Hey everybody, thanks for watching that video.